Hi everyone, and welcome to another video by Happy Place Creations. And today I'm going to show you how you can make some Christmas jewelry out of a simple ice cube tray. And we're going to make some presents. Let me show you. We're going to make some presents. I believe these are snowflakes, and these are Christmas bells. And I'm only going to make one row of those. That way we have a pair of each. And this one is presents, but it's a different type. Snowmen, candy canes, Christmas trees, Christmas stockings, and Santa Claus. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make our base color. And we're going to make, these are all Magic Fly. And we're going to make the Christmas presents in this mold, the ultramarine blue, and we're going to make the snowmen, the candy canes, and Santa Claus out of the flash white, and we're going to make the Christmas stockings out of the red. It's called Barlet Red. Now in this mold, and we're going to make the Christmas trees out of the gold green, and also going to use the red for the stockings. And now on this one we're going to make the bells green, gold, pearl gold, and we're going to make the snowflakes the ultramarine blue. Actually, we should make them the white as well. And then we're going to make these Christmas presents blue as well, but a different color blue. So we got a bit of going on. But I'm going to add a little bit of silver to the presents and the snowflakes. Now if I can remember what my thinking was, I'm going to mix up some resin, and I will be right back. Hi everyone, got our resin all mixed up, and I'm using that fast cure that has a 40-minute work time, and I only mixed up 3 ounces, hoping that's going to be enough. And they're all going to have silver. Sorry, I got all these pop-ups showing up on my screen. I'm using my tablet today. I had to move my big computer into my home. Because it's getting too cold out here in my shop, so now I'm just out here in the shop to record my footage, and then I take the computer into the house and do all my editing. So let me get going here before I, 1, freeze to death, and 2, I keep getting these pop-ups interrupting me, which is causing me longer do-overs. Alrighty, so they're all gonna, no, they're not all gonna have silver, so I'm going to do the ones that are gonna be a flat color, and I'm just gonna pour a little bit in the cup that I think I'm going to need. So I think that's going to be enough for those 2. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. I am just getting my colors mixed to do these first 2 packages. And let's see if that's enough. So how is everyone today? We're expecting another nor'easter tomorrow, but I don't plan on driving in it. I don't have a vehicle to drive in it, so I will be staying right at home. Isn't that a beautiful blue? These measuring cups have these little tags in them, so I can feel where I'm stirring. I'm bumping right into them. I think that's enough. It looks like an awful lot of pretty color there. And I think I am going to add a little bit of silver to that, just so we have some sparkle. I hope that doesn't take it over. So let's get pouring to do these two. And them two are done, and I still have a little bit left. So I'm gonna pour my extras over here. Actually, I think I'll use this, put this right in the snowflake, and I hope I have enough to do two. If not, I'll just mix up a little bit more. I'll pour until they're both even, and it appears I have enough to do both these snowflakes. And hopefully I didn't put in too much glitter that they're all going to be silver on. Those are going to be silver on the front, but we will see. And I need to find my alcohol. This is one thing I didn't have to move into the house, because alcohol does not freeze. So let's move on to the next color. And I'm going to do the white, because that has no additive, but I have a lot to do with the white. So let's move on to doing the white, because I want to do the candy canes, the snowmen, and Santa in this sparkling white. Now I want to make sure I put that cover on tight. And look at that beautiful white color. I thought that would look excellent for Santa, the snowman, and the candy cane. And tomorrow, when these have cured, or later today, we are going to use our, I'll leave it a surprise. You will see how we are going to decorate with the color. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to add. I wanted to add more color. Gotta add a little bit more of the powder, because it still looks a little bit clear. Whoops, I don't want to do it over the mold. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. And we're going to dump Santa first. And I should be spraying these with alcohol, but I didn't. My bad, my bad. And we will go on to the snowman, pouring slowly so it will fill up the grooves, which will help us decrease the chance of bubbles. And I think I just might have enough of them candy canes, but I'm going to add just a little bit more just to make sure. If I need to make up a little more, I will. And then later, when these have cured, I will show you how we are going to add some color to these. Now we can add a little bit more here to Santa. We can use up our white. And there we go. And now next we have our stockings and our Christmas trees. Now I said I was doing the stockings in red. I hope I'm going to have enough to do what's left. I would hate to have to mix up just a little ounce. But we're going to fill up the Christmas trees now. Oh no, we're doing the stockings next. We are doing the stockings next. Whoops! That wasn't smart, Bonnie. I just tapped my bottle of color and it just sprayed all over my workbench. And here's our red. Nice pretty red. Get this all mixed right in. Scraping the sides of my cup to get all the powder mixed in. That's a pretty red. And then we will put it in our stockings, pouring it slowly so that it can fill in any of the little grooves that might be there. And there's our stockings, hanging by the chimney with care. Now I do have a little bit left on in the red, so I'm just going to let that sit there for a moment. I got it all over my gloves. I got it everywhere. It's all over my workbench, but that's okay. It's powder. I can clean it up later. Just a little bit of spray of alcohol and a paper towel, and it's gone. Alrighty. Now, we are on to the Christmas tree. Should I say Christmas trees? And then we got the presents and the bells, and I don't think I'm going to have enough. I just need to get a paper towel. Just used my paper towel. And now we need the green. And This one I will probably add a little bit of silver to. Not too much, because I'm afraid it will sink to the front. There we go, just enough. I added just enough. Probably have enough to do one more set. And where we've already got presents over here, I think I'm going to go for the bells. Find an empty spot here, so that I can pour. And this is just your basic ice cube mold. It's a silicone mold. So these should pop right out. And I got a little bit of green and a little bit of red left. So now let's go on to do the bells. And these I need gold. And that would be the pearl gold, and this is still Magic Fly. My bottles are getting low here. And where it's a bell, I'm going to add just a little bit of silver. The silver glitter. Like so. Mix her right in. Whoops, I got some powder in the candy cane, but thank the Lord that's the back. So I'm just mixing the back. You're getting the powder off the sides and getting it mixed in nice. So when I pour, like I said, hopefully the silver won't take over the front. And now let's pour. And there's our gold left. So I got red, green, and a little bit of gold left. Now let me see what I have left for resin. I do not have enough to do those gifts. Or at least a set of gifts. But I do have resin left. So, let's see, what do I have the most of? The green. Let's make some green presents. Presents don't always have to be, you know, a nice color. They're always a common amount of color. But if you're wearing them as earrings, you probably do want them to match. So. Oh, I probably should, well, no, ribbons, presents do have green bows, don't they? Oh, 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 I don't think I'm gonna have enough to do two. Let's see what I can get out of my container here. Scrape the container. You would be surprised how much resin you can get out of just scraping your container. Just by scraping your container. So you always want to scrape your container because you don't want to waste this stuff. It's expensive for any of you that want to begin. But you don't want to buy a cheap resin. You might when you first start, but once you get going and realize which resin works for you, you don't collect bubbles, because you don't want to buy a cheap resin and then have your projects full of bubbles, because it's very discouraging. Very discouraging. Looks like I might have enough for my second one, just from scraping my container. Plus what little bit I had in my container. If I pay attention, I might get it with enough. There we go, scrape away. This is a fun little way to make jewelry so that you have something to wear, you know, during the Christmas season. Just scrape your container and keep going until you have it all. This really isn't the right thing to scrape a container with, because I got one end that's bigger than the other. I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. And then you can always take some out of the other one that's over full, just to make them, you know, level out. Like so. Well, there, we've used up the green. Now, let's see what we can do with these colors. I got a little bit of gold left and a little bit of red, and I have no extra so I'm going to use this in the star. Maybe it's going to be a small one, but just keep scraping your container and see what you can come up with. And I think I am going to change my stick. And I have no little popsicle sticks, so we're going to use a tongue depressor. Let's see what I can get out of here. Quite a little bit. Enough to cover the bottom. Can always use that on a bookmark or anything like that. Let me just wipe my fingers off and wipe the stick off, and then we'll go to the next color. That is the red. You can even use these and hang them on, if you happen to have a small Christmas tree, you could use these as tree ornaments instead of jewelry. And there we have it. As soon as these are cured, I will be back. Now our little things have dried, so it's time to pop them out and add some color to them. I have popped out a couple, just some snowflakes that I had with extra resin, and been kind of playing with them to see if I could do anything with them. And that one I got kind of glittering with some glue that ended up to be too old, so I've thrown them away. So I've decided we're going to use my ink markers, and I'm sorry about the lighting, but today I am now inside my home office. My shop is getting too cold. Here it is, winter now for all of us, and it's getting pretty chilly. So let's get to my project. So let's get these popped out and let's see what we can do with them. Let's get the bell out. And there is one. Let me adjust my light, and I'm going to be right back. I think that's the best I can do for right now. I'm hoping you guys can see. But here's our bell. And we'll pop out the other bell. I should be saying demold instead of pop, but... And now we're going to go on to our star, which is like the red one. And the glitter did fall some, but it is glittery. And here's our next one. Oh, and here's our present. And that silver was just enough that it didn't cover the whole front, and that's what I wanted. And like I said, you can turn these into earrings, or you could use these as Christmas decorations if you happen to have a tiny tree, or even a big tree if this is what you want. And there's Santa. And there is Santa again, and he's got a little bubble on his head. Got another little one right there, but and here's one stocking. And here is another stocking. I could angle the light so you can see all the detail. I do see a few bubbles on the edges of these. But they did come out very cute either way. Aren't those cute? And now we will go for the other set of presents, which is a different type of bow. And there we go. And now we will get out the snowman. I'm not sure you can see those details because it's quite white. And there's the other snowman. Whoops. And there is the candy cane. And another big bubble right there and a bubble right there, but I can show you how to fill those in. And this one has identical bubbles. So I'm wondering if that's the mold or if that's... So here we are. Now everything is out of our molds. Let me just get them out of the way, take a sip of my coffee. And now I'm going to start with the candy cane first. But we want to fill those holes. So what I need to grab is my UV resin. And we want our high viscosity by Let's Resin because it's less apt to run. We want it to stay in place. And then I'm going to grab my spot UV light. I want to make sure I have this one opened. Yes, I do. And then you just want to get a tool that you can grab a little bit. Sorry if it seems like I'm yelling. I'm trying out my new headset. And I'm not used to the microphone being right next to me. So what we need to do now is we need to get a little bit of our UV resin. And I'm going to put it in a little silicone cup. Because the nozzle on the bottles are too big for the size that I need. So I'm just going to put a little bit in the cup so that I can spoon it out. You always want to keep a UV resin covered and away from your light. So I'm going to take the end, like so, and just pick up some resin and just drop it right in the hole. And make sure that it's where I want it to be before I pull out the light. And anything that's over and it hardens, we can just sand it right down. And then you just want to put it on there for a few seconds, probably 30 seconds to a minute, just to make sure that it's hardened. So how is everyone today? On this beautiful wintry day. We had another storm yesterday, but I didn't drive. Car is still in the garage waiting for repairs from the last snowstorm where I had a tree fall in front of me and I went through it. Alright, so that's long enough on that one. And I still need to add a little bit more because apparently that hole is very deep. And I can still feel some rough edge. But I'm going to take my sanding tools now. And I should have gotten them out before I started the video. So I just need to pull them out. I'm sorry, I have got everything. I'm still trying to work this out as far as being into the new home office here. Just going to sand this a little bit to smooth this out before we start adding color. And that takes care of our little hole. Oops, I'm sorry. That takes care of our little hole in the roughness. So now we will begin, and we have another little hole right there, and I shall show you one more time. Just pick up a little bit of resin, put it directly in the hole that you need to cover to fill in, vice versa. And then we put the light on it again for another 30 seconds to a minute. It doesn't really take that long, but I like to make sure that it's cured. That's why you get the pleasure of my conversation. So at this point, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and welcome my new subscribers. And for anyone who hasn't subscribed yet, could you please subscribe? It doesn't cost anything, and there is no penalty for subscribing or anything like that. It just helps out my channel a lot. And I am trying to create something here on YouTube. And please do excuse if you're hearing any yelling or anything, because my dog is being scolded in the living room. He's been wanting to chew power cords lately. Okay, so and I have that one a little too full, so I just need to put it on a hard surface and just sand it down so that it becomes level with our item. And then we just want to smooth it out. There we go. Like so. And now we're smooth and we're level. Excuse me a moment. Alrighty, so I'm back. So now I'm going to check my other one before I move on to start doing some color. But the same rule will apply. Just grab a little bit of resin, put it down in the hole, and then I want to cure it. And most of the time you can get it right level if you filled up the hole adequately, but if you do overfill it, you can just sand it down. And I didn't have to put too much in that one, so that one is good. And that ends up right on a red stripe. So we need to do just a little bit more. We move this out of the way because it's starting to harden because I didn't move it out of the way a moment ago. And that does happen. Now I'm not going to fill in all of these holes, for the simple fact this is for a demo, and I'm just going to hang them on my little tree. Because I'm not going to be wearing these for earrings. Or you could actually make these into jewelry as far as necklaces. Doesn't have to be earrings or necklaces or anything like that. It could be anything you want them to be. Any idea anybody might have, you could do it. But I'm just trying to give you an idea of what you can do with it. Alrighty. Okay, now I'm going to start with the color. And I got these are from Ink Lab. They're metallic markers. And they come in two different sizes. This is a large tip and a pointed tip. So I am going to use the pointed tip. And all I'm going to do is, where this is already white, I am going to make these red stripes. And I hope that you can see me. Now, with these kind of pens, or basically with any pen that you're trying to use, if you happen to make a mistake, you can wipe it right off. If it sits for a while and you don't notice you've made a mistake, you can use a little bit of alcohol, or you can use some nail polish remover. Oops, I forgot the bottom. The bottom stripe. Right there. Oops, and I just stuck that upside down. It's not dry. But there's one. There's my candy cane. And let's do the next candy cane. And I just went over the line, so this is my perfect chance to show you. And did I bring in any Q-tips? I am not sure I did. So, let me show you what else I can do. I need to pause this for a second, and I need to go find my paper towels or grab myself some Q-tips. So I shall be right back. Righty, I am back, and I have some Q-tips to show you how we can wash that off. So we just take a little bit of rubbing alcohol where I just put it on. I can just take a little bit of alcohol and just wash that right off. Now, I didn't wash it all off because I only wanted to wash off what I went over. Wrong side. On this side. And the alcohol will dry rather quick, so will the nail polish remover. Just blowing that so I can put some more color on there. And then I'll go back to the next strip. Like so. And I will do this for all of them. I'm just going to use various colors markers and color on each one of them. And I will do it in a fast forward for the rest of them after I've done these. My lighting is not very good, so I am going to definitely upgrade that. For here. And I'm going over again. And it does happen a lot when you're using markers. Right there. And I'm just using a dispenser that you get right from a nail salon. And there's both our candy canes. let them dry and move on to the next ones. And like I said, I will do the rest of these in fast forward so that you don't have to sit there and watch me do the tedious work one by one. So I will begin to fast forward. Alrighty, I have switched over to some of my paints. Just these little paints. That's all they are, just these little paints. And I've got out some yellow, red, pink, blue, green, and a dark blue, almost a black. So I am going to get out my paint brushes. And I'm going to, let's start with the bells. And I want to have my bells to stay gold, but I want to have some red and green up on my barley. Which I am assuming that's what that is. So that's what color I'm going to paint it. I'm going to put some green here and a little bit of red here for berries. So I'm going to start with my green first, and I want to have the smallest paintbrush I have. This is just to give you another option besides the markers. And I don't think my paint is very good. Looks like it's on the old side. So I am just going to do the best that I can with what I have. Time to get some new paints, I think. And I'm just using a little bit of alcohol to clean my brush. where normally I would use water, but I have forgot my brush cleaner out in the shop. And now these will take longer to dry than it will with the markers. But this is what I've done. If you can see that. And that's what I've done with the bells. And what I've done so far with Santa. Colored his eyes, colored his hat. Oh, there it is. So now I will continue on with the rest of them in fast forward. I have switched over to acrylic paint. And I have done the bells. Can't touch them. But I've done the red and the green. Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't recording. And I'm just using a pad with alcohol and my thing like they have in a salon when they do nails, with just some alcohol in it. This gives you another option of what you can use. My other paints I started out with was not working. They were gone bad, so I went on the hunt for my other set. And it's very cold outside. So I have done the star on the Christmas tree on both of them with the yellow, and I am going to, let's see, what do we have for a design? Well, I didn't do anything with these ones. I left them plain. You already saw my candy canes. Here's Santa Claus. I painted his eyes. And here's the Christmas trees. I painted a star and some bulbs, and I painted the tree trunk. And this is how the bells came out. I didn't do anything with the stars because I like that glitter so well. Now I painted the snowman, his scarf and his hat, and I just got to finish his eyes and his buttons. And I'll probably do those with a marker. And then I painted the bow on these green packages. Sorry, I'm definitely going to get better lighting in here. So that's how these little ones turned out. And that does conclude my video for making these either jewelry or they could be little ornaments. Oh, I didn't show you what I made with the stockings. Here's the stockings. So that does, like I said, conclude this video. I hope everyone is happy and healthy. Everyone's ready for this Christmas holiday. Do check out my eBay store that's listed in the description. I do plan on listing a few things that I want to get rid of around the house, so do check for other things other than my resin projects. And do check with me for my next video. Have a blessed day.